Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at Omid Scooby's revelations that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, has not changed anything in his memoir at all since the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, and that he came up with the title Spare all by himself. In fact, it's just, it's all Prince Harry, it's just Prince Harry. So why is the focus on it being just Prince Harry and they're so unbothered by what's in the book with what's the Queen? Is it a veiled threat? What's going on? So I thought we'd see what the cards have to say about this whole situation and a little bit of a read into it. But before I begin, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, leaving a like and sharing. If you've already been subscribed and you're a regular here, thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. Thank you guys, you do rock. We do have an extra thing called the Emotional Support Coven. It's a way to support the channel for £2.99 a month. You get extra bits of content, extra readings, extra videos, members only live chats, and yeah, stuff like that. We're quite a nice bunch, so come and join us if you feel like you want to. But if you just want to carry on being a subscriber, that's really cool. I do really appreciate all you guys, so thank you so much for being here. So we're going to begin. Let's have a look and see what the cards have to say about this whole situation, about Omid Scooby saying that they blah blah blah. I don't know what he said on Twitter because I'm blocked, lol, but we shall find out what's going on with Omid Scooby. So, why is this being put into the press? This is showing off. This is, look what we know. We don't need anything from you guys. We're perfectly capable of doing things ourselves. This is a bit of kind of, look at us, keep our name relevant. I also would like to point out that this revelation comes after there was a apparent leak that Meghan and Harry had separated or were going through separation. I don't think that's real, to be honest. I think that's just a way of getting people interested in them. Two of Swords. Okay. So there was a fine balance at doing things. They may be having some trouble with being able to get everything together legally wise. They're just saying, yeah, everything was in there, nothing's changed, this is my word, this is how honest I am. But I also want to show off about it. Let's have a look what's above it. The Knight of Rods in reverse. Again, this is showing off. It's almost aggressive. It's almost like posturing, like, look, we don't need anything. We're fine as we are. We're creative. We're great. We're fine at doing things. So the Knight of Wands in reverse is somebody who is a bit messy with their old anger, a little prone to snappiness. They're kind of like defensive when there's nothing really to be defensive about. There's a very kind of need there to be correct all the time as well. What's underneath the situation is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is getting a name into the press about something. They're bothered because William and Catherine are doing stuff. So what's driven this to kind of rebuff in the press that people saying that, oh, it hasn't been altered? Well, it kind of, I don't necessarily believe it. It looks like bravado to me. And it looks like there's something linked with William and Catherine. Maybe they're getting too much good press. But what's leaving the situation? Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Very interesting. I'm going to do a reading about Princess Diana and things like linked with the book around the spare book next. But before I do that, I just want to say, well, I'm doing that in a separate video, but I just want to say that this comes up quite a lot for me, and I do feel like he has kind of twisted his relationship, and there is a twisting of what happened with Princess Diana going on. There's also this kind of disassociation, this kind of hedonism, a little bit detached from reality, if you will, which is leaving the situation. But he's kind of snapped out of it and said, no, look at me. Okay, so there's going to be some hard work ahead. I don't know if he realizes it. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups there. Who's this? The Knight of Swords. Okay. So really, this is just Omid being typical attack dog. There's nothing new here. The Two of Cups, what they want us to focus on is the relationship with Harry and Meghan. And he's being the wordsmith. He's going, actually, guys, I hate to correct you guys. I'm just here to say that you guys are wrong without any proof of anything. Sorry about that. My phone just went off. So, okay. So we have got the Six of Cups there, which is what they want us to know about, what they want us to think about. And that is childhood. There's definitely some childhood issues going on. We are going back to Harry's childhood, obviously, with the book, and that's what they want us to think about. But what's coming up next? Oof, moving on. Unwanted journeys, unwanted actions. Okay, so with regards to the book, there's still some hard work to be done on it, apparently. They are doing this, is it this like PR thing? They're wanting to move things on, they're wanting to get things over, they're wanting to like have a good impression with Meghan and Harry and us to focus on them, but they are got this kind of like unwanted journey that they're going to have to take on there. Interesting. Now let's have a look. I think this is just all PR. We're going to have a look at Harry and this story, if there's anything we can pick up on Harry. Okay, so straight away we've got the Eight of Swords there, and this shows me that he actually feels quite tied up in knots. It's not as quite as easy as he isn't being everything's made out. The Ace of Swords in reverse shows that he's actually not quite as comfortable as he would pretend to be. He doesn't necessarily want this story out, which is strange. He thinks this is doomed. He seems like he's got something crossing him. Legally wise, everybody's telling him that these things are good ideas, but is he that on board with it? What we've got here is the Seven of Swords, and that's a sneaky situation there, guys. That's definitely definitely toing and froing in the background, and sneaky situation revealed as well. So everybody knows this isn't necessarily, wow, this is way deeper. This rebuttal is way deeper than we think. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't, I've said before in readings, I think he has added more to the book. I think the book is already quite loaded, but he feels like it's finalized. He feels like he's been stabbed in the back. He feels like he's ready to move on and get out all of the juicy tea and tell everybody everything. But there is, people can see through, people can see there's shifty behavior. What's leaving the situation? There we go. We've got the Charity card with this card, what's leaving the situation is like the foundation. wanting to look like he's generous, wanting to look like he's benevolent, that he's very charitable, that he gives a lot to charity, all of that kind of thing. He wants his status to look like he's giving. What's coming up for him is the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups, as you will know if you follow my readings, it is Prince William. And he is going to have a hard time with Prince William. There is some more stuff with the book working around it, but there's definitely something coming up with Prince William regarding the book. Interestingly enough, you have the Two of Swords there, which is crossing the situation. And this, to me, is Harry's very in two minds about something. He doesn't know which way to lean. He feels like it's going to be very cutting and harsh. And he's surrounded by anxiety, so he's having a rough time with this book. Again, he's worried about more fighting and fracasing and trouble going on. Let's see what's leaving it. And it's going to be a risk. He's cutting off his nose to spite his face here, guys. Interesting. Right, let's have a look at Meghan. Two of Pentacles. She's annoyed. There's a lot of change. She can't quite grasp what's Eight of Cups. She just wants everyone to move on, get over it. This is probably what's Harry's. She's quite frustrated with Harry, maybe, because of the changes. She's just thinking, he's thinking it as a more of a kind of a legal thing for some reason. I'm saying that, but she's thinking it as more of a kind of monetary thing. But with the Eight of Cups, Harry's talking, and she feels like Harry's loss is impacting their being able to move forward with something. Nine of Wands. Yep, she feels like she's been on the defensive. She feels like she's unfairly getting attacked. But what's beneath her? It's childhood. Now, this will link in with Harry regarding the book. She's telling him to focus more on his childhood, and maybe there's conversations going on where she's like, it's always been the same with you. You've always been the lesser one, and Harry feels like he's been set up. I think Harry feels that himself. There we have the Fool with the risk. There's the King of Wands. Okay, so leaving the situation, she feels like the risk has already been taken, if you know what I mean. He thinks it's going to happen in the future. Strength in reverse. She's actually feeling a little bit weakened about stuff in the book. She knows she's got the stuff around her children, or child, or whatever. What we've got here is the stuff regarding this book. You have got Meghan in a weakened position for some reason. Harry in two minds about everything, not sure which way to go. He's got anxiety, and she has got children surrounding her. A fresh start, a new start. I think what's happening here is Harry is saying it will all happen to your kids again. Childhood, if you don't follow through with this, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. The moon there is a potential outcome, and that is lunacy, madness, corruption, cruelty. And what we see with the Ten of Cups there is that kind of happy families card. But when you've got to take into this consideration when you're reading is the position of other cards and other people's cards in this situation. So she's already taken the risk. He's going to further take the risk. She's banking on things looking like everything's wonderful. And just look at this Ten of Cups. She wants to be very much the one who's wearing the trousers in this relationship, I feel, and always has been, even though Harry mightn't have thought it. But till now, it's almost like it's become apparent to him. We have the King of Wands there. Now, this King of Wands character is around them, and they've got quite a lot to do with them. This is a person who really drives them, who really solidifies the ideas, who really leans in onto Meghan and helps Meghan out with maybe her planning, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. We have a few ideas on who this is, and everyone's like, maybe it's some like Meghan's male kind of energy, but I do think it's kind of like, it's more like a male. It is definitely a male around them. Yeah, a male around Meghan. There is a lot of mess and trauma, and it's being weaponized. So if Harry ever kind of swings back into that other realm of being in the two minds, going, but my brother, but my family, it's just that drip, drip, drip. However, they didn't do this. They called you the spare. They called you this. They called you that. Da, 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 da. And he comes into this spiteful kind of petty energy again. And it's always been within him. But he's getting it played on him as well. Don't get me wrong. He's not exactly this warm, friendly character. But everything is getting weaponized against him. And even to this point where this story's leaked out, the cards are saying that he's in two minds about it. And there's a like, no, you're strong, turn around, you can show them what you're like, show them that you're not frightened, you're not changing anything, it's no big deal, this is your truth. And it's kind of like a threat in a way, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. But there we go. Let me know what you guys think of this. If there's anything you'd add to the cards, how you would interpret the cards. If there's any readings you would like to have done, let me know. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.